Very far from here, so I'm here frequently. I'm an alumnus of the University of Arkansas, and I congratulate the university programs and all of the students that are here that have created this public policy debate that is actually an important one for our future and certainly for the next generation. I want to welcome Ethan. We have debated on occasions before, usually on CNN. But I want to welcome you to the University of Arkansas, and I want to explain to you later how Arkansas is going to beat Alabama on Saturday. But in the meantime, we do need to talk about this particular issue. And the way Ethan started out, you know, there are a few things that we agree upon. He said that drugs are here to stay. You know, there is without any question, and I've always said that every generation will face a battle with some form of illegal drugs. You know, whether it's methamphetamine, whether it is cocaine, or whether it's marijuana, or whether it is some other, maybe it's OxyContin, a prescription drug that they get off the market. There is those temptations out there. Drugs will be here, and we have to determine as a society how we're going to deal with it. Now, he also says, which was a little bit confusing to me, that he did not want to legalize drugs, but then he wants to come back and say he wants to end prohibition. Well, I don't know how you can do both of those. You either are going to say cocaine, marijuana, heroin, methamphetamine are illegal, or you're going to say they are legal substances and we're going to regulate them in some fashion. Now, I believe that the terms of debate tonight should be in terms of our fight against illegal drugs. What will be the future? Are we going to decriminalize? Are we going to legalize methamphetamine, heroin, cocaine, and yes, marijuana is a part of the debate. My background comes from a whole host of perspectives. I've seen the tragedy that drug addiction does to families. I dare say that every family represented in this room has seen it, whether at a distance or close up. We know the challenge of drug abuse. The question as a society, how we can reduce that. And I believe that when you're on the right path and you have made progress on a social problem, don't wave the white flag of surrender. And for example, if you look, in 1979 was the year of the highest drug use in our country. And since 1979, because of the efforts of education, because of the efforts of rehabilitation and enforcement combined, overall drug use has been reduced by, would you say 10% is a good margin? Would you say 20% is a good margin? How about 1/3? 1/3 reduction in illegal drug use since 1979. There is an annual survey called Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services. It's SAMHSA. And there's others monitoring the future. But they have consistently shown a decline since the 70s of illegal drug use. In fact, cocaine use has gone down even more dramatically. It also showed another statistic. And that is that in 2011, the United States spent $10.4 billion on drug education and treatment, compared to over $9 billion, $9 billion on domestic law enforcement. So $10 billion on rehabilitation education, less than that, $9 billion on domestic law enforcement. And whenever I started back 20 years ago, let me tell you, it was out of perspective. There was more spent on law enforcement and less in terms of rehabilitation. But because of drug court initiatives, because of changes in alternatives in incarceration and improvement in rehabilitation, that balance has come back better. And so we've made progress. And I'm here to tell you, and I agree with Ethan, there are some things we can do better in our country. He asked about discriminatory policies. Well, I haven't just complained about it the last 10 years. Since I was in Congress, we actually did something about it. I advocated it in Congress, and we accomplished it this year, which is reduction of the disparity in crack and powder cocaine in sentencing that had such a disparate impact on African Americans in that community. And so, yes, we can change things. We reduce the mandatory minimum penalties. I joined the Right on Crime. What is that? Time's up. I will talk about some of the other areas of progress that we've made in the fight against drugs and improving it. So don't wave the white flag of surrender. Let's improve the system where it's broken and make it work for the next generation.